dog's barking and I just started. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And you guys have been asking about my suspension setup on my car. But before we get started, follow my Instagram, my Snapchat, and yeah guys. But anyways, to jump right into the video, I do have H&R lowering springs. So it's nothing fancy that I have on my WRX. Now with this setup, I have wheels on the car, and it's nothing too crazy or something out of the norm. I mean, it's a suspension setup that I got when I wanted to do it quick. I didn't want to spend too much money, and honestly, it's not something that I would preferably do for a long run. I plan on getting coilovers in the future. With the review of the H&R lowering springs, when I first put on the springs, the front end sat a little bit higher than the back, and the back always sat a little lower. But throughout time, the springs did break in, so they did lower, luckily. I was debating between the Race Comp Engineering lowering springs, but they were more pricier, and I didn't want to get something too pricey. And H&R Springs, they were fairly easy to put in. Installed them with my brother. It took about, I would say, a couple hours, hour and a half to install. You basically just remove the wheel when the car is lifted off the ground. Unbolt the 3 bolts on the arm, the strut. Those 2 bolts, there's 2 of them, I believe, in the front. And you would unscrew the top hat bolts from the engine bay, and you move the arm down a little bit. You press it down so then it makes the strut free. And then when you take out the front one, you basically do the same thing to the rear one. You go into the trunk to take off the top bolts there. There's only 2 up there. And you should use spring compressors, but we didn't use spring compressors. So taking them off, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but they didn't shoot apart as crazy as I thought they would. Also, another thing, I bought the lowering springs as directed. It said 15 to 17 WRX. I did have the car when it was fairly new, or really new, when it first came out, and a lot of the parts did say 15 to 17 fitting, and I thought I'd pull the trigger on it and see if it fits. So this part does fit. If it still says 15 to 17 lowering springs from H&R, you could install them on your car. And for the price that I'm paying, the car does feel really good. There's no problem with them. I don't hear anything from my suspension. The ride quality is very good. It is bumpier, but race car, bro, right? I do believe the suspension does feel a lot better. I personally like it when it's little bit more rigid, more firm to the ground, and that's coming from lowering springs. And if you want to do a cheaper mod on lowering your car, like price wise, I believe springs are the way to go. If you're looking into long term, I'm not sure with how they are long term. I probably put about 2,000 miles on them from when I had them. The springs are, matter of fact, they make the car sit lower. It looks good. The looks on them from how they were before was very different. The wheel gap I was able to fit like my whole hand in there. Now if I try that, I wouldn't be able to put my hand in there. It is a lot more flush to the wheel well, or to the wheels, to the fender lining, front and back. I did not roll my fenders. I'm running 18 by 9.5 with a plus 38 offset wheel, the 57 DRs, gram lights, winning blue with 255s, 35 by 18 Continental Extreme contacts. So they do sit square, like as in like there's no stretched look, it's a square look. That does fit really well with the way the car sits. There's no issues on rubbing anywhere, no issues on having to roll your fenders. I believe if I do go with coilovers in the future, I will have to definitely roll my fenders. That's if I go lower though. In resolution to everything, if you're debating between Race Comp Engineering Springs or H&R Springs or even some other company like ABAC or pardon me on the pronunciation on that, but if you're debating between those, the Race Comp Engineering ones don't have that issue with the leveling where the front sits a little bit higher, because I do believe it's still slightly visible, but the springs did settle in so it doesn't really look like that, but that was an issue when I first installed them. They don't come with bump stops, the RCE ones do. The ride quality is supposedly better on the RCs, but the H&R Springs, they work perfectly for me. The price is better, and you know, it's temporary for me. I'm not sure how long you guys want them for, but I do plan on switching to coilovers in the future. So yeah guys, thanks for watching today's video. You know, like always, stay positive, keep grinding every single day. Like, subscribe, check out Absolute Trash. I'll link them in the description below. And you know, have been away from school for a while. Only posted one video in January. It's because of school, so you know, my schedule's kind of fricked. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna post more, guys. I have some photo shoots set up, you know. If you guys want to see those photos, follow my Instagrams, follow my personal, follow my car page, add me on Snapchat, you know, add them on Snapchat. You know, there's a lot of great things coming, because it's 2018, that's when this car was made. This car was made in 2018, before 2018. But it is 2018 now, but I had it before 2018. What? Yeah, guys. Stay positive.